Hey guys, welcome to day 4. Today we are talking about fiber, and we all have connotations of fiber, right? Like we know people who take a fiber supplement to help them poop, right? Just gonna come out and say it. We all do it, but that's not all that fiber is good for. So first and foremost, yes, if you have trouble with regularity, you want to be making sure that you eat enough fiber or taking a fiber supplement. But on this video, I want to tell you about some of the other reasons that getting enough fiber is important and how it helps our bodies. Hey Stacy, hey Nina. So first of all, tell me, how much fiber do you get on a daily basis? Do you know like how many grams about? And if you have no idea, that's fine too. You can say that. But what are the main sources of fiber in your diet? And if you're not really sure about that either, let me know that too. Because I just like to gauge kind of like the starting level of knowledge that people have about, you know, what fiber is and what it's in. So, besides being important for digestion and elimination, well, okay, so that's number one. And before I move on from that, I just want to say it's not only about comfort, right? No one likes being constipated, but beyond that, having regular bowel movements, it's like hard to talk about this, but it's important. Having regular bowel movements is important because it decreases our colon cancer risk, and basically anything your body regulates by eliminating it through your colon. Anything that is eliminated via that route, if you're not pooping often enough, it's going to build up and potentially be partly reabsorbed into your body. So remember what I've been saying about estrogen with the role of, so the liver removes excess estrogen and then it's actually eliminated through the colon. So again, if there's extra estrogen sitting around in the colon for too long, some of it gets reabsorbed into the body. So, I mean, that's one example. It's not only true for estrogen, but again, just beyond not being comfortable, having excess waste build up over a period of several days is not ideal for a lot of health reasons. Basically, whatever your body is trying to get rid of is sitting around for longer than it should. So that's one reason why it's good to eat a lot of fiber. And essentially, from what I have read, the more the better. Unless you have a condition like colitis, where you would want to be on a lower fiber diet, but unless you have a medical reason for a low fiber diet, just basically the more you can eat, the better. Fiber affects our blood sugar, so it just slows absorption of whatever you're eating along with the fiber. So like think about eating an orange versus drinking a glass of orange juice. The fiber has been removed and the juice is just juice, right? So the sugars are in there, but the fiber is gone. So when you drink juice, the sugar just hits your bloodstream right away. Fiber slows that down. So if you're eating slices of orange, it has a lower glycemic index, which means essentially it's just not as steep of a blood sugar spike. So the same food, orange juice comes from a whole orange, right? I mean, if we're talking about even just 100% orange juice, right? There's some juice drinks, I'm not going to get into that, but even 100% orange juice has a much higher glycemic index, meaning it spikes your blood sugar more than eating an orange, the whole food that it came from. So that's just one example. So eating a high fiber diet with whatever, like if you're someone who has a sweet tooth, which I do, like the same amount of sugar is going to hit your bloodstream slower if you look at, you know, like homemade desserts that are made with whole grain flour and things like that, or having your dessert at the end of a meal that's high in fiber. All of that is going to affect your blood sugar less than if you're just eating like a handful of jelly beans on their own. So fiber also affects your blood cholesterol. So same kind of logic as with sugar. Fiber reduces the absorption of cholesterol from your food. Well, actually, it's not exactly the same because it's saying it reduces rather than slows. So it reduces the overall amount that's absorbed. And then fiber also binds with cholesterol to help your body excrete the excess. So cholesterol, trying to find my words here. So there are certain foods that are high in cholesterol, but just eating those foods doesn't necessarily put you at risk for high, like dangerously high levels of blood cholesterol. It's also about your overall diet and what you're eating along with. I mean, eggs are kind of the famous culprit. So the amount of cholesterol that you're absorbing from eggs and other foods that contain cholesterol depends in part on how much fiber you're eating along with that. So have some vegetables with your eggs. And then fiber fills you up. So it just, you know, it absorbs water, it expands in your stomach and your intestines, helps create a feeling of fullness so that we eat less, eat fewer calories overall, and slower to digest, again, so the meal will keep us full longer. So there are two, actually, before I move on, let me talk about the gut microbiome. So gut bacteria. Fiber feeds those gut bacteria. So see how this all works together. Like everything over these 5 days is all connected. So the probiotics from day one, you got to have the good bacteria present, but then you also have to provide something for them to eat. And fiber is a food source for them. So if you have the good bacteria and then you have lots of fiber, those good bacteria can thrive. So you want to be getting both pieces. And as mentioned in day one, that's important for your digestion and absorption of nutrients, but also for your immune function. Those bacteria in your gut help to fight off foreign invaders. So eat lots of fiber and keep them healthy. Research has shown that fiber consumption also reduces our risk of stroke, gallstones, and kidney stones. The recommended intake is at least 25 grams per day. And some of the articles in your program guide actually have a breakdown of, like, you know, an example of what foods you could eat to get to 25 grams a day. But I think it was like, essentially, like, really rough estimate, a serving of vegetables is going to be about 5 grams, give or take. And, you know, it does vary from one type of vegetables to the other, but if you're having, 5 to 6 servings of fruit, vegetables, and whole grains, you should be getting in the ballpark. Higher intakes above 50 grams per day have even more benefits for health and longevity. So if you want to live for a long time, it looks like eating fiber is one way to help you get there. Again, on average, it's not a guarantee for any one person, obviously, because there are a lot of factors that go into how long we live. One note on that, when you increase how much fiber you're eating, be sure to increase water as well. Fiber pulls water into your intestines, so it can actually have a dehydrating effect on you, because to move it through the system, your body takes water out of other places if you're not drinking enough. And I give you lots of recipe ideas to increase your fiber intake through whole foods. So let's talk for a second now about the two types. So there's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Angie. Thanks for getting on. So these, based on, so all of the health benefits I've just described, it's any fiber, all the same. But in terms of your experience, the two types of fiber may actually have a completely opposite effect. So let me talk about that for a second. There's soluble fiber and there's insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber is found in cucumbers, blueberries, beans, and nuts. To give a few examples, it dissolves into a gel-like texture. So you know how cucumbers can be like a little slimy, or I'm trying to think of another example of something that gets like kind of gelatinous. Oh, like cashews, if you have ever ground them up in a food processor and they get almost gummy. And it can be very good, you know, for homemade desserts and things like that, but it has that gel-like texture. Those are the two examples that really kind of crystallize the concept for me. So this soluble fiber slows down your digestion, and this is why some fruits and vegetables feel like they kind of bind you up, and then others help kind of move things more. So the type that binds you up is soluble fiber. So if you have trouble with constipation and if you want to get things moving a little more, you might want to skip the soluble fiber and look at insoluble. Now, if you tend toward the other extreme and things move a little too fast in your system, then soluble fiber is what you want to look for. So again, the examples given here are cucumbers, blueberries, beans, and nuts. You can look at the articles in your program guide. You can find more examples, and pretty much any food, just Google it and you can see what kind of fiber it has and how much, if any, and just make an informed decision about what foods you want to eat depending on the desired effect on your system. Yes, so the soluble fiber in particular helps you to feel full longer, again, because it really helps to slow down your digestion. So then the insoluble fiber, which doesn't dissolve, is found in foods like dark green leafy vegetables, green beans, celery, and carrots. Let me know in the comments, have you noticed anything about those two categories of foods, that some get things moving more and some bind things up more? So the insoluble fiber doesn't dissolve, it helps add bulk to your stool, and it helps food to move through your digestive tract more quickly for healthy elimination. So again, if you want to get things moving, the dark green leafy vegetables I talked about in yesterday's video are or can be really helpful with that. So do you guys have any questions about fiber? I've gotten through just about everything I want to say before I talk about the featured supplement for today. This one was a lot shorter than the rest, so I just kind of say what I want to say about each topic, and however long it takes is how long it takes. So maybe this will be a shorter one, which is probably good because the last 3 days have gotten very long. I guess I had a lot to say. Oh yeah, and I'd love to know also, if you're watching, what complaints or like what problems and what issues do you have with digestion, if any. Yeah, I mean, this is a private, closed group. Nobody's going to see your comments outside of this group, so speak up. Or you can always message me privately too if you want to talk about it, just between you and me. I did want to say, when you're looking up information on fruits and vegetables and what type of fiber they have, raw versus cooked makes a big difference. Cooking breaks down the fiber, which is why, like, if you've ever cooked a banana or an apple, like, the consistency completely changes as you cook them for a long time. So if someone needs to be on a low fiber diet for any reason, they're supposed to, whatever fruits and vegetables they eat have to be all cooked. So if you're looking to increase the fiber in your diet, look at eating more raw things, or just like a really quick saute where you're barely cooking it if you don't like raw vegetables. Minimally cooking. Basically, like, the longer you cook it, the more the fiber is destroyed. So like broccoli that's like boiled until it's mushy, probably not as much benefit in terms of fiber content. I feel like there was one other thing that I was going to mention too about that. It'll come to me. But so let's talk about Digestive Health Boost. So this is the featured supplement for today, and there is a link in your program guide, and I'm going to go and after the video is done, I'm going to post the link in the comments as well, just so you guys can see it. So like the other ones that are featured this week, this is just a convenient solution if you don't, basically if you're looking for something quick and to have at your fingertips, you don't want to take the time to really do a lot of research. So it's called Digestive Health Boost. It's designed to go in a Shakeology shake, but you can put it in any type of smoothie. I've never had it with just water. I'm sure you could do it. It probably wouldn't taste that good. And I will tell you exactly what's in it. I don't have a tub of this right now. This is not one that I use just because I don't really need it, but my parents use it and they love it. It's just, they say it keeps them regular, and they've had good luck in terms of it helping with heartburn also. Just trying to make this big enough so I can read the ingredients on the label. Okay, so like everything else I've been telling you about this week, there are no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives, just very natural ingredients and a short ingredient list. So this has flaxseed powder, pea fiber, psyllium husk powder, starts with a P, P-S-Y-L-L-I-U-M, chicory root fiber, and chia seed powder. So you might have heard of flax and chia seeds that are on your healthy fats list as well. Oh, and this also has omega-3 fatty acids added to it. And that's all the ingredients that are in here. It has 7 grams of fiber total. 2 are soluble and 5 are insoluble. So the insoluble is higher. That means it's going to move through you fast, which is kind of the point of this supplement, is to keep things moving. But it does contain both of those types of fiber. And if you're not doing this with Shakeology, I think, you know, blending it up with if you have another protein powder that you like, or I mean, probably with some fruit and nut butter. What else do you make a smoothie from? I don't really know because I make Shakeology has like a chocolate or a coffee flavor. But anything you're blending up, you can put this right in. It basically has no taste, but it has kind of like a foamy, frothy texture. So it's going to change the texture of your shake more than the taste. For a 1-month supply, this one is retail $45, and like everything else that I mentioned, you do get a discount as part of this month's free challenge, the special. So you get a $10 discount if you order a home direct, if you place a home direct order for this by April 1st. So that's also when these videos come down, and just a reminder that you the more that you participate, you get entered for not just a discount. Everyone can get a discount as long as you're in this group. You wouldn't know about the discount otherwise. Everyone gets that $10, but I'll be drawing at the end of the week one person from everyone who's commented on the videos, or if you have messaged me to let me know what you learned from the videos, one thing you learned each day. Everyone who's participating, I am going to draw one name, and you will get to pick one of the supplements, one of the 5 that I've mentioned, to get it completely free on me. I feel like there's something else I was going to say about that. Oh, well, it's for new customers. So actually, I think that's not what I said. So anyone can win the prize, but the discounts are for new customers. So if you're a current customer of mine, you can pass your discount to someone else, or if you refer someone to me, you can take it as a referral bonus. Just a reminder, the videos are coming down April 1st, so if you do want to participate, if you do want to compete for the prize, enter for the prize, just make sure that you finish watching the videos by the end of the day on April 1st, so 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And then it's also not too late to invite friends. We still have more than a week, so if you know of someone who is looking to eat healthier, who has been feeling like they don't have much energy and they want to learn more about what they could do in terms of food that could help with that, please add them to the group and let them know about this challenge, and the content of the videos and what they can win and the discounts they can receive in trying these supplements that really do, I think, make it easier and more convenient to add these foods into your diet. Thanks you guys for watching, and tomorrow we're going to talk about inflammation, which is kind of a big topic, so I have to figure out how I'm going to cover it and not take an hour of your time, because nobody wants to watch a video that long, right? Even as good as the information is. So I'll be working on that, and I will see you tomorrow.